I will start. First of all, a very, very warm welcome to all the presenters, particularly Mr. Shyam Prasad sir. Please wave Mr. Shyam Prasad sir so that people will know where you are coming in right from Japan. Thank you very much. And warm welcome to Madam Shobha, Dr. Shobha Hiramat, Madam. Thank you so much for coming. And from Vidya Hubs, we are joined with Sudeep. Welcome, Dr. Kaushik Devraju. It is very nice to have you as usual, and it is an invigorating presence. And very warm welcome to Dr. Narayan Swami, sir. Thank you very much. Please wave, sir. Thank you for coming in early. Thank you. So let us start now immediately without much further ado with the onboarding process. So today we will be talking about the nutraceutical field. Actually, because of this COVID-19 era, there is a lot of wave in favor of nutraceuticals. Lot of curiosity, a number of products have been in fact launched based on the nutraceutical concept. This COVID-19, let us do summarize because we hope the second wave doesn't come in. It is a highly contagious coronavirus infection, and the causative agent being a RNA virus called SARS-CoV-2. There is a very good recovery rate, but there is also a slight amount of mortality, particularly in vulnerable subjects like the elderly, comorbid conditions, diabetics, and the hypertensives, epileptics, liver disease patients, alcoholics, cigarette smokers, etc. So obviously, we need to take care of this biological attacker, which has got so many spike proteins with which it attaches itself to the ACE2 receptor. This invisible SARS-CoV-2 virus, which latches onto the ACE2 receptor, injects the RNA inside, and then replicates, has got tremendous morbidity potential and also mortality. So we need to take care of ourselves. This COVID-19 is well known to spread because of the cough, because of the sneeze. But what nobody speaks about is it actually goes with the voice transmission. Salivary droplets also carry this. So it is very important that we ensure. I request presenters to mute the audio because there's some background noise coming. So it is also the salivary droplets which carry the SARS virus, SARS-CoV-2 virus. So this is why mask has become so important, and all of us have to do that. In fact, in Taiwan, the very first thing which they did in January itself was compulsory mask wearing to cover the nose and the mouth by each and every citizen of Taiwan. In fact, Taiwan did not even have a lockdown. So these are all essential points. Nobody is spared. The latest, let us say, victim or the patient of COVID-19 is the popular film actress Tamanna Bhatia. And she also had the same symptoms which others are having who are suffering with COVID-19. High fever was the initial symptom, dropping oxygen levels, headache, body ache, fever, chills, and feeling of disorientation. So COVID-19 is not just about the lung damage. Please understand it causes damage to the blood itself. It becomes more clotty, it becomes harder, and the circulation is affected. There are damage happening to the heart, liver, and so many other organs, including the kidney. Anosmia, or the loss of the smell faculty, is also an important symptom of this COVID-19. Along with that, loss of taste. And interestingly, particularly here in India, they have found hiccups also are important symptoms of COVID-19. This is a very special presentation of COVID-19 called as COVID toes, where there is a lot of pain in the peripheral areas. They have also seen that there is an increase in the production of cytokine. These cytokines will not only cause excessive clotting in moderate to severe cases of COVID-19, but also tremendous lung injuries, cell death, immune paralysis, and renal failure. A typical presentation is this ground glass effect, where the effect of as if the glass has been broken is shown in the lungs. So this is a very important feature. And there can also be discoloration, like it was seen in this case of a Chinese doctor who, after getting the treatment due to the hormonal imbalance, etc., he virtually became from a fair-skinned person to a dark person. Of course, he regained that color, but what we are trying to see is there is tremendous impact on a multifactorial basis. Many organs are affected by the COVID-19. You should never ever take such negligence activity that it results in you going into the ventilator stage. It can be very, very painful. So please remember, precaution is always better. Postmortem studies have again and again shown it is not just the lungs but also the other organs which get affected. Interestingly, there is what is called as silent hypoxia, which means there is no symptoms of hypoxia. The person feels okay, but there is less oxygen in the body. So that is probably because the brain itself is attacked by the COVID-19 virus. This is also called as happy hypoxia because they seem to be compatible with regular living. In children, they have seen Kawasaki disease, which means there is tremendous generalized inflammatory symptoms across the child. And today, there is another fallout of this COVID-19, and that is called sitting disease. So what is the sitting disease? People are, due to lockdown, sitting at homes, doing their work, and because of this sitting disease, so many other types of problems have started, including that of the mental stress, psychological stress. So this mental and psychological stress, anxiety is also an important point. Due to the COVID-19, there is tremendous lockdown fatigue. All these are basically zoonotic infections which have come, like the Spanish pandemic which happened in the 1914. You can see here how the same type of symptoms as well as social behavior was seen. Please don't go outside, ensure that you wear the mask. These are all the things that happen due to the wrong and probably faulty food eating habits. So bush meat, which is present in the which is a favored item in Africa, is responsible for the generation of the virus transmission from the animals to the human beings. So the same thing happened in the Wuhan wildlife wet market. So this is how we are seeing that from the bat, the SARS-CoV-2 virus went to the pangolin, and from there it has gone to the human being. So I am Sunil Chuplunkar. I am your co-speaker and moderator for today's. So let us now have the quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to participate. Who is said to have invented the term nutraceutical? Please type in the chat box. Whoever is answering first, fastest finger first, he will get the prize. So please, there are 5 or 6 questions. Let us see who is going to answer this question. Who is said to have invented the term nutraceutical? Please type in the chat box. I am not seeing any answers. Don't tell me nobody knows it. Come on, please answer the questions. I am watching. The prize is waiting for you. Every webinar, we declare the prize winners, and they will be getting a gift hamper from Group Pharmaceuticals. Who is said to have invented the term nutraceuticals? Shall I go to the next question? Yes, Mir is correct. Stephen DeFelice. Mir, I have noted your name. Let's go to the next question. Carotenoids and polyphenols, they are different chemical classes. Is this statement true or false? Just tell me, is it true or false? Carotenoids and polyphenols are different chemical classes. Is it true? True or false? Carotenoids are different chemical classes. Carotenoids and polyphenols. What is the answer? Please type. Presenters should not participate. Yes, Iram, I take your answer. Bharat, yes. True. Carotenoids are a different chemical class. Polyphenols are a different chemical class. True. Correct. True. True is the right answer. Okay. Next. Which is the popular polyphenol that comes from grape skin? Which is the popular polyphenol which comes from grape skin? Let us see who will answer that. Which is the... No, sir. Please. Presenters will not answer. It is only for the attendees. Yes. Which is the popular polyphenol that comes from the grape skin? I want not the chemical class. I want the actual name of that polyphenol. Please type in there. Please don't, presenters, please don't give any hints. Yes, I'm not seeing any answer here. Please type the answer. What is the name? Yes, resveratrol. Asta is correct. Asta, I have noted your answer, but nobody has answered more than 2 or more than 1. Let us see now. Name the popular antioxidant in tomatoes. Name the popular antioxidant in tomatoes. Please answer this question. Name the popular antioxidant in tomatoes. Can you answer this? Which is the one which is the popular antioxidant in tomatoes? No, no, I will not accept. Yes, lycopene is correct. Ishita is correct. Mihir, you got two correct. Very good. Mihir has got two correct. Now, next one. Name the most popular polyphenol in green tea. Name the most popular. Chaitra has also got two correct. Yes. Name the popular polyphenol in green tea. Green tea. Mihir was fastest finger first. Remember. Now, let us see who will answer this. Name the popular polyphenol in green tea. Anybody? Catechin? Okay. Anybody else? Vitamin C? No. Polyphenol. Polyphenol. I want to know the polyphenol in green tea. Flavanols? No. Mihir? No. I want, yes, EGCG. Bopanna is correct. Bopanna Saab is correct, and he has also answered two. So it is EGCG. Last question. Which country in the world is the largest producer of turmeric? Which country in the world is the largest producer of turmeric? Please let me know. Which country produces turmeric to the largest extent? Ishita is correct. India. Yes, Ishita is correct. India, India. Many people have answered India. So I'll have a little tough time. Dr. Kaushik, what I suggest, we give the prize to Mihir as well as Bopanna. Am I correct? Because they have answered more than two and they have been the fastest. Please remember, you have to be the fastest also. Okay, thank you for agreeing, Dr. Kaushik. So nutraceuticals is going to be the theme of today's discussion. As everybody or many are aware, they are basically derived from food and they produce not only the nutritional value, but also some extra health benefits. And that is what everybody is going to talk on today. So this is a huge, almost 300 billion US dollar market, of which you got around 32% being the market in the USA. And even Asia Pacific market is a very big one for nutraceuticals. All these points are going to be elaborated on regarding the fast growing, which includes vitamin A, D, C, zinc, curcuminoids, polyphenols, and many of the people who have started nutraceutical companies, they have gone laughing all the way to the bank. And when you laugh, there is a decrease in the level of cortisone, epinephrine, improvement in the level of endorphins. So that is what is important. In fact, even for a good romantic life, it is essential to have humor, and laughter is the best medicine. There are so many laughter clubs which induce you into fake laughing because that also improves the levels of endorphins and also the good happy chemicals. But don't laugh like Lady Draupadi. She laughed at the most inappropriate moment when Duryodhana fell into the pond and there was a Mahabharata war after that. And she also laughed inappropriately when Bhishma was on his deathbed. So you always look better when you smile, and ensure to smile. Have an authentic Duchenne smile, because when you smile, you feel there is a feel-good party in your brain, and there is reduction in the risk for depression due to your smiling habit. We like children who smile a lot, and that is because children smile 400 times a day. Happy people smile 40 to 50 times a day, and the average person smiles only 20 times a day. The dentist is the smile and the laugh creator. Please go to your dentist because he will make you smile and laugh without hesitation. And Group Pharma produces excellent products which contribute to healthy smiles, good laughter, which includes Shy XT, Shy NM. These are bioactive glass toothpastes, Omnident for bleeding gums. To reduce the viral load, we have Fresh Claw. So please ensure not to have any contact greetings. Consult your dentist and pharmacist. He will change your destiny by boosting your smile value and confidence. Thank you very much. We seem to have stabilized. So now let us go to the next part of the agenda. So today we have among us a very, very important partner, and that is RR College of Pharmacy, which has been established by the PKM Educational Trust. The chairman is Mr. Raja Reddy, a very dynamic person who is supported by Mr. Kiran, who is the secretary, and director Mr. Arun. The RR institutions, they offer a number of courses through their colleges like Institute of Technology, Architecture, and also their pharmacy college. They have a hospital too. So this includes the B Farm, Farm D, M Farm, etc. So I request now Mr. Narayan Swamy sir, the principal of RR College of Pharmacy, Chikbanavara, Bangalore, to kindly provide the welcome address. Please, sir, Narayan Swamy sir, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, one and all. I heartily welcome all the participants, today's participants to the entrepreneurship in nutraceutical industry. It is my pleasure to welcome all the
I think there is some issue with this internet. So what I will do, we will just wait for about 1 minute, 30 seconds. But anyway, he has already, I think, expressed the warm welcome to one and all. So I will take it as my great honor to introduce you now to the person who will represent the opening remarks. And we have none other than Dr. Shobha Rani at Shiraimath. There is a saying in Kannada, Kayakave Kailasa. It means work is worship. If you look at her biodata, you'll realize that this lady is an epitome. She has been practicing it in her entire life. You see, she has been feted in so many occasions as one of the foremost pharmacists. And that is true. She is an excellent pharmacist, educationist, academician who is not only the Dean of Faculty of Pharmacy, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, but also the Principal and Professor, Head of Department of Pharmacy Practice at the Al-Amin College of Pharmacy. Dr. Shobha Rani Hiramath has got overall 33 years of work experience. She has guided 70 M.Pharms, 11 PhD, and 20 PharmD students. Look at the long list of awards that she has received. APTI Woman of the Year 2017 award, Dr. Mumtaz Ahmad Khan Award for Distinguished Community Service, STARS Award for Teachers for Excellence in the Academics area. And she has got also 10 Best Research Paper Awards. She has provided and presented research papers in 130 national and international conferences. She has also served as a chairperson for the scientific sessions at the various national conferences such as Indian Pharmaceutical Congress. She has crossed a century of research publications, 2 patents. She has written textbooks or co-authored textbooks, and she has delivered almost 120 guest lectures. What a tremendous feat, especially for the young lady pharmacists and also gentleman pharmacists who are watching this show, including the fellow pharmacists. She is a beacon of inspiration. Just look at her eloquence when she holds forth on various pharmaceutical topics at different fora. No wonder she is feted, she is honored, and she is always considered to be a great asset in the environment of which she is a part of. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Shobha Madam, for coming on to our webinar. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you. Just before you start, Madam, I request Dr. Narayan Swamy, sir, do you have anything else to add? You did welcome Dr. Shobha Madam, others. If you have anything to add, you please continue.
No, sir, you have already completed everything. I noticed that. Our Dean Madam is there. I am very happy. No problem. You have that is enough, sir. Due to technical problem, got cut.
Yes, yes.
And then I welcome all of you, including Shyam Prasad and as well as the Sunil Chiplankar sir and Kaushik Devaraj also. Thank you all.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Narayan Swamy, sir. It was very kind of you for giving the welcome speech. So, Dr. Shobha Madam, you're on. Welcome very, very much. And the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, sir, for the nice introduction. And good evening to all the dignitaries and to all the registered participants who have logged in. And we have assembled here to listen to Dr. Shyam Sundar, I'm sorry. Dr. Shyam Prasad. Dr. Shyam Prasad, who will be talking about a very interesting topic, that is entrepreneurship in nutraceutical industry. As we all know, nutraceuticals are derived from food that provides medical or health benefits, including prevention or treatment of a disease. And the nutraceuticals can be classified into functional food and beverages like omega-3 fatty acids, soya, probiotics, nuts, energy drinks and so on. And also there could be dietary supplements like vitamins and minerals, amino acids and herbs and all that. And looking at the global nutraceutical market, United States, Japan and Europe account for more than 90% of the total global nutraceutical market. In 2017, the Indian market held only 2% of the market share of the global nutraceutical market. Its estimated valuation stands at around $5 billion as of 2019, and it's expected to reach $11 billion by 2023. By 2023, India is also expected to hold at least 3.5% of the market share of the global market. The global nutraceutical market is poised to grow by $180.38 billion during 2020 to 2024, progressing at a CAGR of almost 9% during the forecast period. The Indian nutraceutical industry is booming. India is a nutraceutical hub in the making. We have two distinct market opportunities. One is that of the exports, and the other is that of the domestic market itself. And the time is right now because the government is focusing on improving nutritional status. The union budget for 2021 declared before the lockdown also saw an allocation of rupees 35,600 crores for nutrition-related programs. Innovation, sufficient funding, and regulatory support are the factors which are right for the nutraceutical business now. There is also a huge shift in the consumer behavior because there is a shift from curative to preventive care. With immunity taking the center stage due to COVID pandemic, consumers are relying more on nutraceuticals. Increasing costs of hospitalization and access to information have helped the consumers accept health supplements and nutraceuticals in a big way. And now people are ready to invest in nutraceuticals like never before. And also, India, we are a rich heritage in herbal and Ayurvedic medicines, like that of ashwagandha, guduchi, and so on. The herbal segment is likely to contribute 30% of the dietary supplement market in India. Also, we have high biodiversity, availability of robust agricultural research infrastructure, and a growing number of qualified individuals in the field. The nutraceutical ingredients market is estimated to be valued at $162.1 billion in 2020 and is projected to reach $227.5 billion by 2025 at a CAGR of 7% from 2020 to 2025. Also, we have the manufacturing expertise and excellence. And India, we are leading in the pharma business. And the nutraceutical manufacturing uses many of the same technologies as the pharma industry. So low cost, high quality manufacturing can help India emerge as a global leader in the finished product space as well. And there is also a changing treatment protocol, especially after zinc has proved to be therapeutic. Healthcare practitioners are making nutraceuticals part of their treatment regimen to improve patient outcome. So there is, all in all, there is a huge opportunity for entrepreneurship, which is driven by the changing lifestyle of us, relatively younger Indian population with significant nutritional deficiency. There is a lot of scope for nutraceuticals. There is a history of India, that is of Ayurveda and Siddha, and significant access to capital, and of course, good manufacturing practices and experience based in food and beverage. So with all this, and we are looking forward to listen to the experience and expertise of Dr. Shyam Prasad, who is the founder and MD of Vidya Herbs. And I thank Mr. Sunil Chuplikar, advisory member, KRPA, Dr. Kaushik, President, KRPA, Dr. Ravindra, RR College of Pharmacy, Dr. Narayan Swamy, Principal, RR College of Pharmacy, for having given me the opportunity to be a part of this international webinar and to share some of my thoughts. And I do feel that this is a very apt title, the apt theme, that is entrepreneurship in nutraceuticals. And I'm really looking forward, like the rest of you, to listen to the main speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, madam. It was very nice, your talk. Actually,
you.
you have talked as a pharmacy practice person, you have talked as an educationist, you have talked as a everything rolled into one, and it gives lot of direction to all the pharmacists who have assembled here. There are 2, 3 questions we want to pose to you, but that I shall do after Mr. Shyam Prasad sir's
Yes, sir.
presentation.
Sure.
So now it is, what do you say, my honor, privilege to introduce the main speaker of the day, Mr. Shyam Prasad sir. So I asked respected Mr. Shyam Prasad sir to send me his biodata so that I can make a presentation. So what he did was amazing. Just listen to what I have to say. He is the Global Asian of the Year award winner. He is the World Leader Business Person award winner. He has won this particular award also for his nutraceutical performance. And he has got this performance award for his entrepreneurship. This is another award where he is being called as a business star. He has created history by taking the leadership award at a particular forum from this. And in recognition for creating an inspirational company, he has got this international award. Vidya Herbs has got a certificate of excellence for being the best nutraceutical ingredients company from ASSOCHAM. He has also got an excellent award as the who's who because of the various contributions made in the world of R&D and patents. Mr. Shyam Prasad sir has got these awards. Mr. Shyam Prasad sir has got one more award as the star performer from organization ICR. Mr. Shyam Prasad has been honored for creating one of India's greatest brands with reference to the corporate brand because he has created cutting edge nutraceutical brands in the herbal space. He has got the Certificate of Export Excellence Award. People do not know it. People only talk about nutraceuticals, but I know 1 or 2 secrets. His another company which trades in coffee is the second largest coffee exporter of India. He is also known to have achieved several certificates of achievement. As you can see here, Shyam Prasad sir has got this award also. So if you look at Shyam Prasad's resume, it is simply awards, and he's so closely knit with his brothers. One of them is Mr. Chandrasekhar, who is next to him. I know him too also personally. So after completing his MSc in chemistry not long back, maybe around 1990, he joined as a chemist in BPRL and 2 other companies. We are all aware he was a regular type of an executive, having a 9 to 6 job like many of us. Then there was a leap of faith. In 1996, he started the trading business of herbal extracts. For 1999, the first exported herbal extracts to Germany and Japan. In 2002, he started his manufacturing facility at Jigni Industrial Area to process the herbs and standardized herbal extracts. 2005, he started Vidya USA. Then in 2010, he started Vidya Japan. In fact, today he is in Japan and he is joining us from Japan for this nutraceutical talk. He has offices in France, UK, Australia, Dubai, and at present, Vidya Herbs has 7 manufacturing facilities, exclusive state-of-the-art R&D center, and is the largest producer of curcumin in India. Amazing. Many things which you do not know. I have observed him right from the ringside. I have observed how he works and his down-to-earth nature. No wonder he has achieved so many awards of excellence. If you see, the spirit of entrepreneurship is so stark clear in him, and Vidya is Shyam Prasad sir and Shyam Prasad sir is Vidya. That is how it has become because of his tremendous involvement. That is the first lesson that we have got. When you become an entrepreneur, you become strongly identified with that particular firm, and that becomes a part of your life. It becomes a part of your persona. So that is the beauty of the entire story about Vidya Hubs, as well as Mr. Shyam Prasad sir. But the million-dollar question, Mr. Sudeep ji, where is Shyam Prasad sir? I cannot see him. Mr. Sudeep is part of Vidya Hubs and he is here to assist Mr. Shyam Prasad sir in the proceedings of today. So, is Mr. Shyam Prasad sir there?
I can see you
I'll
all.
just check.
Oh, okay. But unfortunately, we can't see you, sir. And all the attendees are eager to see you. So I think you have to press that blue. Yeah, yes. Now we can see you. Just hold on.
Yeah.
So I will focus the. I think there is a bit of an internet problem. I'm unable to create complete. Mr. Shyam Prasad sir is there, but because of the internet issue, we are unable to touch base with him. He is joining us from Japan. So, okay, Mr. Sudeep sir, you can do the Jugalbandi with Mr. Shyam Prasad sir. You set the ball rolling, and when he comes in, you please hand it over to him. So everybody is keen to listen to you and Mr. Shyam Prasad sir.
Sure.
Yeah.
And also introduce yourself. Sudeep is also an achiever in his own way. He is a PhD. He has done his postdoctoral in IISc. He works on virology products as well as plant science. So Sudeep is also an excellent guy who is working with Shyam Prasad sir. Shyam Prasad sir, are you there? Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, Shyam Prasad sir, you are on. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, Shyam Prasad sir, please start. I think you can set the ball rolling, and when he joins in, you please give it to him.
Move to the next slide, I think.
So hello everyone. My name is Dr. Sudeep. I work as a research scientist at Vidya R&D. So basically, it has been 6+ years I have been associated with Vidya Hubs. So earlier, I had the privilege of working at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So wherein I got some research opportunities in the field of virology, and now I'm proud to be a part of Vidya Hubs, and I've been given a lot of liberty in carrying out some excellent research under the direction of Mr. Shyam sir. So he has been the driving force throughout this journey of mine in the research field at Vidya Hubs. So I would say he always motivates us by telling one thing, that a commodity is a commodity until you add the flavor of science to it. And that's what makes the sense, make the real good sense, what I feel. So I think now he will start his presentation. Over to you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Please proceed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Yeah, good evening to all of you, and welcome the distinguished guests, the panelists, and the members who are attending this webinar. And I'm extremely delighted, and Dr. Sunil has asked me to talk about 1 week or 10 days ago that I should speak in his webinar. I was thinking, because I'm not used to giving slide presentation and scientific presentation and this kind of topics. I'm a core I can talk what nutraceuticals all about and my experience, and what is my perspective in that, my thinking. Anyway, we have some slides, and Sudeep is going to show that slides, and then there is this saying from famous scientist that herbalism is based on relationship between plant and human, plant and planet, and human and planet. And by ourselves indulging in using herbs as like for healing processes, it means that we are part of the ecology. That's what Dr. Wendell Berry has said, and it is real good saying that we should really think about it and go ahead in the circumstances of world where we live in. What nutraceutical is all about is, it is not like it is something like a cure, but we are going into a more like a preventive and precautionary step, whether which will enhance our quality of living. And basically, I mean, she was telling about the hospitalization costs, etc., everything. Once you take care of what is basically food as a medicine, we have to consider food as a medicine, you know, what we eat, what not to eat, how to eat, and how much to eat. Basically, this our human body is composed of, we are set up for that, you know. Overeating leads to many things. So a lot of diseases, and so these nutraceuticals, if we indulge, if we add to our foods daily, what we intake, like spices, herbs, or whatever, into our daily intake, naturally it protects our immune system, it balances our endocrine system, it is metabolism, and our entire human system. It really, rather to say, protects. We at Vidya Herbs, what we are looking at is what is the thing we are focusing on: the safety and natural products. Safety and natural products, what we want to deliver, and multifunctionals. For example, we are very focused for polyphenols, antioxidants, and different multifunctional products, extracts, based on our whatever research has been done already, and we continue the research to find out what are the safety, efficacy, and we look at the active molecule, for which purpose, what functionality it can apply to that. And moreover, the product of the product, what we do and what it is encapsulated and by end customer should be, they should have the value for their money. What products they should derive the health benefit out of it. That is ultimate focus, is the common man should benefit out of this nutraceutical. That is the intention with it. When we add a lot of science to, as I always say, that a commodity is a commodity. When you add science to that, it becomes value-added product. Value-added product is not only it educates the people who are using. The people should know what kind of extract he is using in the pill. He should know exactly what is the active dosage, what is the active molecule in that. He should have the awareness and study of that molecule. And we should provide all that information. And the common man really thinks that this is the product which we are going to use, and this is safe for us, and it is going to protect us from several diseases. So this is how the intention with which what the entrepreneurship is all about. The passion in derivation, passion and indulgence in your work, what to do, what is the focus of your business. The business is towards what you call the quality of the product, and by the quality of the main focus should be quality of the product, and money should be the byproduct. If you have the quality and quality product, and it enriches the common man, then the actual real benefit, the satisfaction and what you call the joy to us. What Sunil was saying, be always cheerful and smileful. We'll be always smiling and cheerful when the ultimate common man, what products he used out of our products, benefits from that. And this product should be not expensive. It should be very, affordable to the common man as well. So we should develop a technology wherein we can extract the product in a cost-effective manner, and they deliver the product in a cost-effective manner to the end consumer as well. That way, the supply chain, whole of the supply chain, when we are focusing for this agro extract, what is happening? We are involving the farmers. Farmers cultivate the various herbs and the agroeconomics. Nature's own pharmacy we are looking at. We are looking at a herb, we are looking at a molecule. I am a chemist. I have synthesized many chemical compounds in plants, in plant scale, APIs, everything. But we are using C13 carbon there, C13 fuel derived carbon there, and synthesizing various compounds there. Whereas here it is a C14 plant based. It is in echo with the what you call the nature. So the C14 carbons, we are taking out the C14 carbon from the plant, and then the active molecule, the nature's own pharmacy. What I think, the nature's own pharmacy, the active molecule, we are taking it out and then studying for safety, the active compound. The efficacy, clinical efficiency, and then we also involve GLP laboratories to study the safety studies, the toxicology studies, acute toxicity studies, subacute, all these kind of things, parameters. What is a transformation? What people see, there is a nutraceutical and the pharmaceutical. The nutraceutical, there should be a transformation of nutraceutical into pharmaceutical. How? We have to inculcate the knowledge of the pharmacy in our R&D setup, where we have an exclusive R&D setup, where we have a lot of M-Pharma candidates who have pharmacology and then expertise in clinical efficiency. We keep the pharmacy in close connection. The scientists should be very, very, proactive and pro this thing about the safety and efficacy of the product, what we are claiming. There are a lot of claims about products. We claim for, say, it is for this, it helps that, it is protecting liver or whatever it is. But there should be an equal graph for claiming and evidence. The scientific evidence, what we focus for, what we invest a lot of money in scientific evidence, is what we claim for. We cannot claim for something which has no evidence. It is absolutely rubbish. It is one time there is no customer for that. One time they buy advertisement, paper advertisement, TV ad, but it can sell. But how long it will sell? It will sell only for 1 week, 10 days. As long as the advertisement lasts, the product will sell. But if the product has stuff, it will sell forever. It will be like, made from this company. This is our product. This is really helps. He keep on. Where the success of our product is, where the continuity of the business, the customer keep on using the products. They keep on. I use turmeric pill. I will be very, protected from this, and he gets the benefit out of that. And then there is a supply chain balance. What we call, we manufacture, we prove the clinical efficiency, we publish. We have several publications, also scientific research publications for whatever product we do, and then we also educate. We also look for, always we are in search of new ingredients, new molecules. Okay. And what in our R&D setup, what we focus, what we have instruments of, tremendous high value equipments. We invest on LCMS, all mass spectroscopy, GCMS. We have a dedicated lab only to do pesticide analysis. The raw material will come in, and the doctor responsible for that, PhD in analytical chemistry, he does the analysis and sends us the report of the pesticides. If the pesticides are detected, we are not going to process those herbs. We are going to. That's why we always educate the farmers. We tell them what products we produce, what extracts we produce at our company should be guaranteed and health benefits to the ultimate user. So please protect us. Don't use harmful chemicals. Use very mild chemicals and what is this thing, and then only we can take those herbs. Otherwise, we cannot use. The farmer always looks for profit. He wants profit, of course. He wants a profit, but he should. We always tell him that we should not use harmful chemicals to get a bigger size of a tomato or a bigger size. He should always look for the quality conscious. They understand. Farmers are very innocent, hardworking people. If we educate them, they understand and they do according to our requirement. And we pay 10 rupees more for that goods because he is very sincere about that. So in turn, we are going to protect the society. When there is a product with zero defect, we can protect the society. We cannot, should not be products based on only just for sales or just to make claim. The product should be really efficient and scientifically proven and scientifically evaluated. Not only in our laboratories, it should be sent to different we have clinical studies of few products going on in Japan, university hospitals, and then university hospitals in Korea. We are spending a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars for that. But what is the focus for that is we should get a safety, clinically proven and efficient product into the market. And what the emphasis on the infrastructure building, I always believe in, we cannot do business just without nothing. I want to be entrepreneur, but I don't have infrastructure. I cannot do nothing. I can only think, I'll be daydreaming, I'll be night dreaming, but I have no result. I have to work for what I want to do. I want to produce scientifically proven and invest on science. Everything I have to take a proactive step. How to invest on science, how to invest on manufacturing facilities, and more importantly, the talented people. We need talented people in the business to give us what catalyst I drive from wherever I am to my team. They are proactive. They come out with, oh, we can do that. Then I say that you should do like that. I give a lot of with my experience, I give them guidance, and then they do accordingly, and then get out of a beautiful products into the market. So what we focus on: active molecules, research, science. Science is most important. There is no science, there is nothing. I make a product without a scientific background, scientific nothing. It cannot sell. It will sell for a few days because somebody is selling with science already. It may sell for some time, but it will not sell for long. So what we have to focus is how India can be a nutraceutical leader in the world. Nutraceutical, as Madam has said, that it is more than 90% is Japan, Korea, and USA and Europe. But in India, still we are lacking in many things in infrastructure, and then quality. I mean the people. I mean the logistics is very important in the nutraceutical business. Something you have to carry from New Delhi to Bangalore, it will take 10 days or something. By truck. So many things we have. India needs infrastructural change as well, and the entrepreneurs can deliver. Entrepreneurs can do more, but we need a lot of infrastructure in India to be so-called the leader. What is our backbone? Is Ayurveda. We have 5,000-year-old rich. We have the heritage behind our backs. So that, yeah.
I think there is some. I request presenter to kindly mute their audio.
Yeah.
Please continue, sir. Presenters, please mute your audio. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can continue, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So, as an entrepreneur, what we have to look towards is, one is a developed India, a developed nutraceutical. The recognition what we have to get. And we have to work. If any entrepreneur is looking at me and listening to me, I would like to advise them, you have to work with passion. You have to the business should be passion driven, not just into be a commercial person. You have to be commercial, of course, but business should be passion driven. What you want to achieve, you want to start a business, you want to achieve, you should focus for what exactly you want to do, and work accordingly, very sincerely, to achieve the dream. You cannot just, I want to start a business because Shyam Prasad has succeeded, or he has a company. I want to become like that. No, you cannot. Everybody has his own talent. He has to recognize his talent, what is his hidden strength, and work accordingly. Everybody knows about himself very well than others. So he should look inside and see, as an entrepreneur, what I should do in nutraceutical industry, whether I will be in a capsulation business or a equipment manufacturing business or a herbal extraction business or a agriculture business. He should focus for what he wants to do is very important. Then he can drive the same energy to his team. What I do always is I drive my energy to my team. Always positive energy. I tell them this is has to be done. This is how it has to be done. Sometimes I may be wrong, but I will be always thinking whether it is correct or not, and I will give you the suggestions. And that way, an entrepreneur will be succeeded only if he has a good team. He has to have a good team, and with him who is working, who are really focused on what my imagination and what my thinking is. They should understand. An entrepreneur should be able to communicate well with his subordinates or his team, so that the subordinate, the team can deliver what he wants. So that is all. It's a teamwork. Whatever awards you have shown, that's all not because my achievement, but I am the leader. I have taken the leadership, but the team is also get the equal benefit for that. So that is a focus is only on the manufacture. What Vidya Herbs is focusing only on manufacturing and science, manufacturing of herbal extracts, and always hunger for new products, new ingredients, new molecules. Turmeric also, apart from curcumin, we found some other ingredient which are very, 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 very potential. And we are doing a lot of studies on that. And then turmeric means curcumin, but there are other compounds in that. So we are studying on that also. We are progressing well on that. So now in this COVID situation, the immune system is a very important talking point. So we are working on that. Immune system building herbal extracts. We are doing a lot of studies on that. It is working well. We will be introducing some ingredients in the immune boosting herbal extracts too. So at the last, Vidya Herbs, what see, there is a vehicle. There are two wheels that. So one wheel is the business. One wheel is the give back to society. So we always do a lot of work to the people, to the needy people. Nobody is poor, but there are needy peoples. So we have to give whatever we gained out of society, we have to give back to the society. That is the objective with which we work. And at last I can say, it is Vidya is now beginning to start. Now it is our era. So we are going to do a lot of things in future. We are creating a lot of infrastructure and building the team to deliver it. And thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm very happy to be talking to you, all of you, and good evening to everybody. Thank you very much.
Shyam Prasad sir, I think we are not going to let you go away so easily. There are a number of questions here. I request you to kindly continue conversation with us. Sir, which is the first product you got success with? You please tell me.
Pardon?
Which is the first product you got success with? Which is the first product you got success with?
In the
first nutraceutical product in your career.
Yeah, first product I was working for Gymnema Sylvester extract. Gymnema extract for diabetes. So first consignment was Gymnema Sylvester extract to Germany. So that is the first starting of my business to Germany. Then later on, I built a factory. After that, we have been doing a lot of herbal extracts. And we are promoting. We are now focused mainly into coffeeceuticals, what I call. So we are doing a lot into coffee extracts, the polyphenols, and then we are doing active research on that. We have published several papers on that, and we are likely to get GRAS petition approved for that also, coffee extract in USA. So
you have a lot of work done on green coffee extract, if I'm not mistaken, sir.
Yes. We have done a lot of.
And you got a patent for that also.
we have 3 US patents for coffee extracts, the chlorogenic acid compositions, and then the applications, and then we have 3 patents for that, and 1 European patent also we got it recently approved.
Sir, there is a lot of what do you say, attention created on your safflower research.
Yes.
You did a lot of safflower extract. Can you elaborate on that?
See, sunflower extract, we were working on coffee bean extract for chlorogenic acids basically. And we were thinking why, so the coffee contains caffeine, right? So we don't want caffeine in the product. So we want a product which is zero caffeine and has a polyphenol in that. So we have worked on the sunflower has quite a bit of chlorogenic acid in that, sunflower seeds. So in that we extracted sunflower seed extract and made Sanka is our trade brand. And then we have done human clinical studies in Europe for the body fat loss, and it was quite good pilot human clinical trials. And then some customers in USA are already using in that, and we are promoting it now in USA.
Your largest customers, I think, are in USA, sir.
Yeah, we are our largest customers also in the big beverage companies and pharma industry also are our customers. Big pharma giants are our customers also in USA. And then big beverage companies and food companies in USA. And nutraceutical capsule manufacturers are our customers in USA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sir, Japan is known to be very strong in nutraceuticals.
Yes.
Am I
Yes.
correct? Because
yes.
we are right now sitting in Japan. So what do you feel about Japanese and their nutraceutical attitude, and what we can learn from them?
What see, the education, the person who is eating the pill knows about the product. He knows the scientific study, what has been done already. They explain everything on the television or anything, anybody is trying to promote a product. They educate about the product very well, and then the common man understands in their own. They explain in a cartoon way, put it in a cartoon fashion, and then tell them what you're eating, what is this product, what is this for, how it helps. They put all the presentation on the television or the marketing pamphlets or anything. The person, basically they have the awareness of the herbal extract, the botanicals or extracts what they are using, Nutra. So everywhere, in even in convenience stores or this thing, everywhere you can find the pills or the extracts and this. So that's why I basically was thinking, if you want to be a zero defect company, zero product company, Japan should be successful. That's why I established a factory in Japan where we have a manufacturing line in Japan. So we do some agricultural based products in extracts in Japan for domestic market. So that is how the Japanese are way forward in the sense of the packaging of the nutraceuticals, the appearance, the beverages, everything is, see, for every food they add something, they add something beneficial to the food. So it is a food medicine, like food medicine. Everything they add the seaweed into that, seaweed extract into that, or a green tea extract into that. Green tea is like it's next to, green tea is number 1. Then coffee is number 2. Coffee they add chlorogenic acids into that. So they always add the active components into that to make it more. The properties, medicinal properties or health protective properties for that. So we have a lot of things to learn from Japan, and not to forget Korean market as well. Korean are too advanced in their products on nutraceuticals. They are fantastic in their appearance, in the presentations, their packaging, and their in-depth knowledge, how they work. I have a lot of experience working with Koreans, so they do a lot of study on that. So that's why we conduct human clinical studies in Korea University Hospital also. and just finished one clinical study. And then we got one Korean patent just today. We got one Korean patent for our product. So we have a lot of things to learn, and then a learning process, and we have to inculcate, not copy, but we should not copy anybody, but we should have our own know-how, and we should develop Indian way, and then appearance, and then develop the market. That is the success mantra of success.
Sir, actually, Shyam Prasad sir, everybody who knows you or has heard of Vidya Herbs or come in contact with Vidya Herbs, they are your great fans because you were basically a techno professional, just like any employee who's working in a. But
Yes.
suddenly there was a leap of faith, and then you started your herbal extract business, and now you are really gone global through this. You are in China, you are in Korea, you are in Japan, you are in Western Europe, France, you are in US. Name the country, you are there.
Yeah.
So now I want to know what actually would have, you have mentioned passion, no doubt.
Yeah.
You have mentioned science. But which is that reason why you could become such a huge global nutraceutical entrepreneur?
It's a very difficult question to answer, because see, wherever it's of course it's a passion driven, but I always think I go to a coffee shop, I'll be always thinking how I can do better than this, or how I can do. See, I'm always thinking in that angle. When I go to any country, I always keep observing what kind of I make sure to visit many stores and see their food market, and then see the products, what they're how they're putting into the market, and what is their composition. I always see their I will go through their label. So this kind of lot of studies I always keep in my mind, and then I will when I go to any country, my first focus is how can I do a business here. That is how I can develop a market here, and how I can be very near to the customer. If the customer orders stuff from us, he should be able to get the product within 24 hours. Not from India, I will ship after 1 week, after 10 days, no. When the product is readily available, the customer always wants to buy, even if it is $5 extra, he will buy from us. So this is the thing, I want to be very near with the customers. That's why the infrastructure, what I created, offices, various places. Why this fellow is crazy creating all offices? It's not that, this thing. I am only how I can be very supportive to the customer. How can be I am very near to the customer. That is my thinking.
Sir, you are almost a 1,000 crore company. If I am not mistaken, 1,000 crore plus, maybe, if you say all your global.
Yeah.
And I know you don't like to talk of financials, you like to talk only science.
Yeah.
But I'm talking this financial in a very scientific
Okay.
way. So now from 0 to 1,000 crores is not a joke, sir. So I want to know how much relationship management has helped you in your business ventures.
See, the thing is, my approach is very simple. I'm a very casual businessman, but serious. So I always think, how to make the customer feel that he'll make money out of my product. Okay. So I always think how he can benefit from my whatever business we do with a customer. I'm always thinking in their angle, how he can do, business with us if he's satisfied, price and quality and this thing. So always the customer always supporting us. So we have customers more than 10 years, 15 years, never go back, always with us, because they trust us. We are with them. There is a transparency, and that's how the business goes. So we have to be very supportive with the customers. We have to develop the products according to customer specifications, and then there are two things in the market. One is either you develop your own product and marketing, or you are going to take away some other's market share. If somebody is not able to give the product on time, the customer will come to us. oh, why don't you give us this another supplier is not giving me material. So that is two ways of developing the market. One is our own product into the market and go and grab somebody else's market share. So that's how we have been able to try to get a lot of market share in the globe. Yeah.
My last question, sir. See, one thing is having vision, being intelligent, having good relationship, and doing the job. That is one part of the thing.
Yeah.
But how do you create an organizational climate where your employees are also aligned to your goal?
Yeah, some disturbance is there. I don't know. Can you hear me? Hello?
Sir, we can hear you. I think there's a disturbance from Sunil sir end.
Yeah.
Sunil sir, repeat the question.
That is okay. Yeah, we can hear you. Please.
So, yes. See, what happens is it depends on the personality of the.
No, not my end. Not my end.
Hello.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How do you align your employees?
It's my.
Yeah.
See, my team is like my family.
Yeah, continue, sir.
Our organization is a family, and we take care of everybody. We take care everybody's even if they are in happiness or if they are in trouble, if they have anything, we take care of everything with them. And then they, as I said, they understand me very well throughout, not only in India but anywhere in the offices across this thing. Everybody understands my thinking and my personality and what I speak, I do, and what I tell one thing, I always do practice it. So they always understand, and then they take that into what is my dream, what is my thinking, what is everything they do, and then everything will gel into unity, and then unity is success. Everybody come together. Oh, let us make it successful. That's how it is like that. So everybody we keep happy.
You make it sound very simple, sir, but that is very complex science and art, I should say. And last question, sir. What is the role of your brothers? You have 3 strong, happy, handsome brothers supporting you.
Yeah.
And you always tell about them. So please elaborate.
Yeah, my brothers, because my brothers are, we are 4 brothers, so all brothers working together, and then everybody takes his own responsibility by himself. And say if he's in a marketing or if he's in procurement, general administration, management, everybody takes up his own responsibility as if his own entrepreneurship. Okay, entrepreneur. So they take everything by their hold, and then they do accordingly. So all of them contribute very well, and I can't say much more than that, because we respect each other, and brotherhood, not only with our own family members, brothers, all our factory members are our brothers and sisters, and we care them alike.
Sir, what about your message to pharmacists?
Yeah, I am from API background. I have done bulk drug synthesis, bulk drug, everything. But see, pharmacy has its own value. Emergency, there is no cure from anything neutral. I will take some herb, I will get cured. No. So it is better that pharmacy and nutraceutical should go hand in hand. And how nutraceutical can get upper grade by transforming ourselves into pharmacy grade or near to that is by doing a lot of scientific studies and clinical evaluations, and then it can be a supportive medicine, supporting health product. And then pharmacy, of course, for emergency there is no other way. So
yeah,
that is the thing about that.
Correct. Thank you very, very much, sir. Before we close off, I am going to now put the attention on to Dr. Shobha Madam. Shobha
Yes,
Madam,
sir.
you have been witnessing the intense transactions both Mr. Shyam Prasad sir and me on behalf of the attendees have had.
Yes,
Very
sir.
many points have been signaled to us. And as pharmacists, and particularly, Madam, you are one of the leader pharmacists who is also into pharmacy practice.
Yes,
So
sir.
can you please elaborate your thoughts and feelings now based on what transaction has occurred and what Mr. Shyam Prasad sir has been eloquently speaking on?
So what, I heard Dr. Shyam Prasad very carefully. And what I feel is there is of course, the whole thing is passion driven. And also market, once you have a passion, and also we should study the market. So like he was talking about how he goes to, when he goes to different countries, he studied the various, the market over there. And then, how he studied even the labels and what was the customer's requirement and so on. And he wanted to be as near to the customer as possible. So he tried to develop different offices in different places. That was what appealed to me most, because I think it's very important. That's a very important point I gathered. And also, like I think he is the biggest exporter of curcumin. That's what I understood. Curcumin, sir. And other than that, I think green coffee and the other, I think. Some liquids like tea and coffee extracts he was talking about. And I think what we have to do is have to identify, like I think what I understood is we have a lot of scope. Those who are interested in being entrepreneurs, we can at least take 1 or 2 points from his life, and then maybe 1 or 2 we can identify, if not in such a big scale. 1 or 2, whatever we feel we can probably identify. And then I don't know if he has been growing them, or that part I was not very clear. Are you also cultivating, sir, like Dr. Shyam Prasad, sir?
No, we are.
Or are you,
no,
part
yeah, we are doing some contract farming for.
You're not cultivating.
Contract farming. We are doing contract farming.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking it's possible. There are different ways. One is we could cultivate 1 or 2 herbal things and then supply to the people who are making extracts. Or we could also take 1 or 2 and then try to extract in a small way. And he also told that just having an idea and then dreaming is not enough. We should be willing to invest, he said. So that was also an important point. So I think if we should dare, like we have to dare now, not only dreaming, we should also take loan or whatever way we want our financial position is. We should be willing to invest in some way and then start off, and probably we could even.
Yes, madam.
I thought, I was even thinking that we could take his guidance also.
Yes.
And then go through it. We have somebody.
Yes, madam.
Sir, I would definitely like to go to him and whenever I
Yes, madam.
take some guidance, and then we can think about it.
I have a question to one question to Shyam Prasad, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the thing is that whenever you go and do a market in different area, is there a survey team that you keep ready and get the survey done, then you go and market, or how is that you're targeting?
No, I don't use any survey team or anything. Okay. I do my own research, basic work, and then basically it is common sense. We have to apply our common sense, okay. And then
madam, as a dean and as a professor,
yes.
Yeah, one second. As a dean.
Yes, sir. I think the question is not audible. There is some internet issue.
From the Sunil sir, I think, he will join. I think,
And also he emphasized on the teamwork and how he is looking after his entire team as a family. So those are all factors which contribute to the success of any entrepreneurship or any business. So I did get many points from his talk. Sir, Sunil sir, you were talking about something. There was some internet issue from your end. Sir?
Yeah, madam.
Sir.
As a dean, as a professor, and
Yes.
also as a principal of a college,
Yes.
what is the impact of nutraceuticals? Okay. Now is
yeah.
it clear, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
No, is my
Yeah,
voice clear?
what thoughts, immediate thoughts I got is, see, in Rajiv Gandhi University,
Yeah, now is
in
it
Rajiv
okay,
Gandhi
ma'am?
University, yeah, we are getting, there are several research grants
Is my
being
voice
given.
clear?
Yeah, your voice is clear.
No.
I'm answering your question. Am I audible? Can I continue? Yeah. Okay.
I can hear.
Yeah.
Please proceed, ma'am. Yeah, please proceed.
What my immediate thoughts are, see, in Rajiv Gandhi University, they're giving several grants, for research. So I think we have to take up we have to propose some research proposals in this area, I thought, in this nutraceutical area, because now in the COVID era, as Dr. Shyam Prasad said, immunity is the main thing. We have to work on how to build the immunity in people. So there are many herbs identified in this, especially in this pandemic time. So all of us have been taking ashwagandha or curcumin capsules. We have been taking a guduchi. We have been taking. So I think we need to think and then make some research proposals and work on this, because university is giving grants. So if we have a project, so that as a dean, I am thinking in this way. Like, let us take up more projects in the area of nutraceuticals, and then let us work on it, and then let us see if we can get even clinical trials also we can do, because we are in Rajiv Gandhi University, which has medical, Ayush, and all the faculties. So we could also involve those people also, doctors also, and then we could also take up some trials, and then we could patent also. I mean, there is a lot of scope of research in the university. This morning also, Vice Chancellor was encouraging us. We had a meeting, and he was telling us to take a good number of projects which can lead to a lot of publications or patents and all, which can help the society. So this is one area, sir. Nutraceuticals, I would definitely promote as one area in the university. And at the individual level, at the college level, we have the Department of Pharmacognosy. So, like, we have many colleges have got the Department of Pharmacognosy, which have both postgraduate program as well as PhD programs are there. So even there, we can take up some projects relevant to this, and then we can start working. So I look at this as one of the key areas of research in the coming time now. But in the COVID era, we got many ideas also.
Thank you very much. Now I hand over the session to Professor Ravindra sir. As we all know, Professor Ravindra sir is one of the, who's who of pharmacists in Bangalore. Reason is not only very helpful to each and every pharmacist, but also he has done tremendous work in the field of pharmacy. He has written books. He is the inspector of PCI. He is an examiner. He has also worked in the various organizations, and he has donated blood 27 times, and he has conducted more than 29 health and blood camps. He has popularized pharmacy education by talking on the radio, TV, and so on. He is an educational consultant for 27 institutions in India. So he is a very dynamic person, and I will now hand it over to Professor Ravindra sir. Thank you very much for being with us, and now over to you, sir.
Good evening to everybody. I'm very, very happy on behalf of RR institution. Today, really a great day for us. Today, we learned a lesson from Mr. Shyam Prasad. First lesson I learned is that family. First, if you take care of the family, you can grow. He told a very nice thing is that he got 4 brothers. All the 4 brothers are working together. Yes. See, this is the 5 fingers are there. If all the 5 fingers are together, nobody can shake us. So first thing is that in almost all nowadays we are becoming nuclear families or single family. First, you have to stop this. First, you have to join together. All the brothers, sisters, and join together. It becomes a great support. This is the first lesson. Second lesson is that a teamwork. He told that, so he is going to help if their employees or team members, if they're in good times or bad times, he will take care as their own family members. Really, it's a great thing. Very, very few entrepreneurs having that kind of attitude. Really, so with the folded hands, I do namaste to the Shyamprasad sir for your goodness and your humanity. Because nowadays, people think from the brain, not from the heart. So once you become a businessman, they always think from the brain, they lose the heart. But you are a very good heart person. So really will salute you, sir, for your good human nature. So as a teacher, I learned one thing is that, so he told that whenever he go anywhere, he tried to learn. See, very beautifully he told, he don't have any team to have survey team. He himself goes. See, that indicate that passion of learning, passion to improvement. See, improvement is a word starts with the letter I. So he's the biggest example for us is the improvement should be done when he personally visit to the different malls and other things. He sees the quality, he take the feedback, and he got a very passion to develop the things. And fourth important thing is that, so he told two things in the business. One is he should grow himself or take away somebody's business. Very nice. So his passion is that he has to give the product to the next day. Very nice. So he said that we don't mind to pay 50 rupees in India to get the product to the door delivered next day. Or in other countries, $5 means they'll be very happy. In the evening, we'll order the product, next day product will come. So it's an excellent thing that, so when the customer is happy, you will get everything. So his motto is to make the customer happy. So very, very nice, sir. So from the ARA institution, I welcome you, sir. This is our personal invitation to you. We'll be shortly inviting you to our campus, and we'll have a very big event we'll have exclusively on the nutraceuticals. I'm going to invite all the colleges, principals, and all the people. We'll have a one-day seminar we'll have so that our students can enrich your knowledge. And hope, I used to tell every time, now we need not to raise our next generation pharmacists. We need to develop entrepreneurs. So this is very important. We should not become employees. We should become entrepreneurs. So we should develop the entrepreneurs. For this, hope you are aware that now for Mudra loan is coming. Government of India again the Mudra loan till 15 lakhs, no security required. And the startup loan you're getting up to 1 crore getting the startup loan you're getting. So this, we will take up the government schemes and we'll take up the good made as the madam or Shobharani madam told that we can get the grants from the university to do the research work in the cognizant department. So really it's a great day for all the pharmacy students, and I pray all the students to take an initiation and to become entrepreneurs and to let us dream. See, biggest, I used to tell the students that how to beat your junior or how to beat your competitor. So you can see this. This is the small finger. See how to beat this. You have to become a bigger than this. A simple formula is that. So you need not to touch. You need not to touch the small finger. What you should do? You have to grow bigger than this. So when you grow bigger than this, other person will become smaller. So I'm not hitting him, doing anything I'm not doing, but I'm growing myself. So our growth is the thing which makes you to the prosperous. So my prayer to all the students that, so please dream big and dream big to open an entrepreneurship and give a lot of employment to the people and make India self-sufficient. And in this, one more thing I want to give a little information to all the students that, so let us encourage Indian products. Let us encourage Indian businessmen. Let us encourage our local dealers. Let us stop buying the products, online products, because we be the Indians. Let us encourage our own entrepreneurs. We be the Indians. we encourage our local dealers
Yes,
and
yes.
let us not encourage the online things. Even
Professor
the
Ravindra sir,
also
you are thanking the students and addressing the students. I want you to know, lot of pharmacy professionals are also on this ground in
Yeah.
this webinar. Please give a message to them also.
So very much important thing is that, so all my dear pharma professionals, so please buy the products from locally. See, we have a group pharma is there. So group pharma is not only just doing a business, they are doing a lot of service and lot of competition they are doing to the students to encourage, to give out their hidden talents. And one more thing I wanted to share here. So we invited our group pharma chairman Sunil Attawar for the one seminar, and I know that he is not going to take the remuneration. I kept the 5,000 rupees in his pocket. He told that, sorry Ravindra, I am not going to take it. See, this is called as the great humanity. He said that I'm going to send it back. Then I told, so please don't send back the 5,000 rupees. Please send us the 5,000 rupees worth sanitizer. So we got the sanitizer. We use the sanitizer at the group pharma. It's excellent. So we use the sanitizer from the many companies, but group pharma sanitizer is excellent quality. So I request everybody to make use of this. And we also use the many products of the dental products of the group pharma. It is very good. So I wish, let us encourage our local products. Let us encourage the good products of group pharma. They're all supporting us from any ways.
Thank you so much, Professor Ravindra sir. You have been very kind to all the stakeholders. Now I hand over the session to Dr. Kaushik Devraju, the dynamic president of KRPA.
Shyam Prasad, first of all, let me thank, whenever you're dealing in crores, I know that, time is also money for you. Thanks for sharing your time for all the viewers and making this session more lively. And, you shared all the beautiful things, about the journey, how you started, how you progressed, and what are the products that you marketed, and what are the different business skills that as an entrepreneur should adopt. And you scaled up very largely, and that is an inspiration for us. And as Sunil sir has told, you started with humbleness. Still you are down to earth. I think that is takeaway for us. And thanks for your time, sir. And coming to Shobha madam, I think you narrated the nutraceuticals so nicely that you gave the opening remarks, the picture how the nutraceuticals are there in India, what is the market that shares that it has, what are the neat things that should be captured down the years. Thank you, Shobha madam. As the dean of the Rajiv Gandhi University, also promised that there are a few grants that is kept for the student to take away and capture that. Thanks for that, Shobha madam. Sudhir, I think you have been focused, been with Shyam Prasad for 7 years. I think that is really, as youngsters, people start changing the company. That's really a sign that Shyam Prasad sir is taking the team along with them. Sudhir, thank you very much for joining us once again. And coming to the principal of RR College, thanks for joining us, sir. And coming to our own brother, Ravindra sir, is always, keep inspiring people, and you keep on telling, what are the grants that is there, how the students should utilize the money, try to be the entrepreneurs, and you have donated the blood 27 times. That itself shows, how much you are socially responsible for whatever the activities that you do. And also always, please, you call us and say, sir, these are the things that should be done. I think you have that responsibility as social responsible person. Thank you, Ravindra sir, and thanks to one and all. To all the viewers, I think if you have any queries, please write to us. We'll share the same thing to the Shyam Prasad sir to answer this. And if you have any queries regarding the certificates or anything, please write to us, and we'll be sending you the certificates or any other queries. Thank you, one and all. And over to Sunil sir.
Thank you very, very much. Shyam Prasad sir, namaskara. Thank you so much. You have been very, very kind to us. I think there is again an internet issue. Okay. Shyam Prasad sir, thank you. Yeah, Papa.
Thank you.
You have taken a lot of pain to be with all of us. There were more than 250 attendees. All of them have enjoyed today's session. So do I have the permission of all the presenters that I can close the webinar?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you all, sir, once again. I really thoroughly enjoyed the session. Thank you.
It was tremendous. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ravindra sir, Sudeep, everybody. Thank you.